What's up, YouTube? Mike from Mass here, Mass Aquariums. Just wanted to shoot a quick video because I was inspired by a video I watched recently from a great channel that everybody should subscribe to, and that's Reef Builders. He does a great job on all his videos. I really love watching them all, but this particular video, he was at Sanjay Joshi's house, which we all know has a giant monstrous setup, but this is the first time I've seen his 29-gallon ultra low tech. By ultra I mean he claims he's not done a water change in over 5 years. The tank's been running for 23 years. It's filled with beautiful soft corals, and he's not running carbon. He has a sump, but there's nothing in the sump. It's just circulating water. In the video, they did not get into any detail of what actually he does. Like, does he top off only? And then does he add some sort of salt to keep some sort of salinity? Because he does have some beautiful fish in there. He has some clowns and a beautiful tang. But, you know, I was just amazed at how beautiful the tank was with such little to do. And he went over in the video how it wasn't any type of challenge or experiment. It's just he's a busy man and he doesn't like to lug buckets of water up the stairs, and so he just picks corals that he knows will thrive. And the reason why I was so inspired is because that's really how I've ran my 2 reef tanks, is as complete low maintenance as possible. And for the same reason, is because I have a busy life. I have 4 kids, and while I love to do, get involved in my fish tanks, I really need them to be pretty much self-sufficient. This particular tank is just over 2 years old. In May was 2 years, and I've never had a skimmer. I don't run a sump. All that's on this tank is a Aquaclear 70 hang-on back filter. And as you can tell, I have, a wave maker and a circulation pump. And that's it. And what I've done also recently, because it's just way too expensive to buy poly filter pads all the time, is I took those out as well. So now all I'm running is a sponge in the filter and ChemiPure Blue, my carbon, and just regular poly filter pad like that you can buy in bulk. Like giant rolls of it for super cheap, and you just cut it as needed. And the tank is thriving. I've recently had one of my Monties start to bleach out because I stopped dosing. I used to dose Reef Plus, and I've just stopped that because I really just want this tank to be self-sufficient. And I have all soft corals with the exception of a few SPS in here, and I just want this tank to run just like Sanjay's tank. Granted, I will be doing water changes because I don't think my tank is nearly, as established. His is 23 years old, so I'm only 21 years behind him. But I really just want this tank to just let the corals take over. I used to move corals around, and now I place them where I know they're going to thrive, and I let them go wild. And that's really why I wanted to shoot this video, is because I was really inspired by Reef Builder's video on Sanjay's no maintenance tank, and that's how I envision this tank always from the start. And I've done quite a bit on this tank to get it to where it needs to go, but it really runs itself. But you do need to clean the glass, and you do need to do water changes once every 10 days. I do 5 gallons, and you do need a cleanup crew. I'm not going to go down that road where I'm just experimenting to the point where my tank turns to complete shit, but I really was inspired by that video. I'm going to post a link to that video in the description, and I really think everybody should go subscribe to Reef Builders and go watch that video. Tank is absolutely gorgeous, and it was just inspiring to watch. So that's really where I'm going with this tank. It's where it needs to be. I'm going to continue to add soft corals to this tank, hammers and torches and zoas and whatever I think I can get to grow without having to dose anything or like go crazy. Always going to keep an eye on the tank, and you know, just, it is what it is, but I love this tank. This is my first, like, real go at a bigger, still a small size reef tank. It's only 40 gallons, but then I just wanted to show you this 10-gallon tank, which I've had for over 3 years now. And, you know, this is a no-maintenance tank. This tank I've had for over 3 years, and there's no polyfilter pad in here. There's just ChemiPure and a sponge, and I do water changes. I'm gonna be honest, I do a water change maybe once a month, every 5 weeks. All I do is I top off, and I just let this baby go, and the fish are healthy. I only have 2 fish and a shrimp in here, and I have, look at this guy. I've had 1 snail, and this guy has been in here for like almost all 3 years. He's covered in green hair algae, but this dude just moves around. He's actually spawned a ton of new snails. You can see him all over the glass. Snails can reproduce asexually, and that's what he's done. So, you know, those will grow out, get a little bigger, and I can put those in the 40, help to clean the glass. But this tank's the same thing. It's just, besides this giant plate coral, which is gorgeous, this tank has really no crazy corals in it. Just softies and Favia. You know, this is an SPS on this rock right there, but, you know, it hasn't grown like maybe 5 or 6 more heads in 3 years. So this tank just goes, and it's kind of was my experimental tank. You know, I throw a tiny skimmer on here, or I do this, or I try this, or, you know, all sorts of stuff. You've seen the videos, but this is as close as Sanjay's no maintenance tank that you can possibly get. While I will not experiment of never doing a water change and just topping off, I do not do very many water changes on this tank. And when I do, it's only like two gallons, so it's quick. You know, it takes 2 seconds. Oh, sorry, I do have Nazareth snails, probably about 5 of them, that blow through the substrate constantly. You know, then if I do a little gravel vac, I'm always graveling them, backing them up and stuff. But so go check out the video I post in the link. Subscribe to Reef Builders. Check out Sanjay's no maintenance tank, and watch some of his other videos that have been on Reef Builders, because he has a giant, gorgeous tank. While I've not met him in person, I have heard great things about him through watching videos and reading. So that's it for me, folks. I just wanted to give you that quick video. And go subscribe to My Aquarium Box, and go visit our e-commerce store at shop.myaquariumbox.com and grab yourself some new My Aquarium Box branded awesome fish food. I would greatly appreciate that. And subscribe and like, and I'm out.